They should have never done the hand. I mean, this whole movie should have never happened in general.
Absolutely, I agree.
But yeah, so that all happens, and like I said, this hand's so powerful that it lifts her up off of the ground. But then the way she keeps it concealed until the badass marshal, U.S. Marshal, shows up is under a fucking flower pot.
Right, but okay. Does it get its power? Does it draw its power from the person that's touching it? That's kind of what I thought.
I thought you could kind of hear it moving around under the pot. Maybe, plus, if the creature was like kind of calling to it, I don't know.
I just know that like nothing happened unless they touched it. They had to touch it to like gain its psychic power that gave them the. What information was the information?
It was even right because I can't remember the direction, but pretty much this guy, what the marshal says he knows where it's going next, right? So they do encounter him again, and they have that big ass gun on the back of that truck,
right?
And it doesn't do anything. The guy running it gets like his head shot through or something.
Yeah.
So like that was a fail. And then they say they're gonna head up north, which was pretty much, he claimed that's the way the creature was moving. He was moving through counties, which I don't believe it really was, because it seems to me this dude was nowhere fucking around when in the events of the second one, and you know what I mean?
What, the
U.S. Marshal.
Was he U.S. Marshal then?
I don't know. We're just going with that.
Oh, okay. But we're talking about the guy that inexplicably knew things but knew nothing.
Yeah. He failed at every moment in the movie.
Yeah.
But back to, they're at the farmhouse. The creature's there. Everybody's hiding. He comes in contact with the farm boy and the girl and takes the girl.
Right.
And that's one thing what is he keeping them for? Because any other time, he almost instantly kills them. And if he does take them, he takes them back and starts, like, dissecting them.
Yeah, but he throws them in this truck because the truck is the main plot point of this film.
I know. Like, what the fuck? So then the brother and her are reunited, and they try to get out, and doesn't.
Right, because he was hiding in a body bag because the creature wouldn't know that he didn't fully kill him.
Right.
Come on.
Like, what? What? I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Doesn't and then the brother dies in the truck, doesn't he? Doesn't something happen? He tries to escape.
There's like a thing under the seat or whatever when he's like leaning up that like gouges him through the head.
Jesus. Yeah, so.
Another booby trap of the main plot point of the film.
Never once brought up again.
Yeah, you know what? Did the truck kill more people than the creature in this film?
Absolutely.
It did?
I think so. We should have added up the body counts.
Yeah, we really should. I'm very curious as to who has the higher kill.
Really,
count.
I mean, I don't know what more to say about this movie. We've pretty much said everything, except, I mean, nothing really happens. Clearly the creature doesn't die because I don't think they've let on. You should know at this point that these events are happening before the second film, but you don't know if they're simultaneously happening.
Right.
But at the very end, you see the
sister.
The boyfriend goes on the bus, and that's the thing. He gets on the fucking bus with the kids from the second one. And then in the second one, they're being attacked, right? Well, even though this guy is not clearly on this bus anymore. But if he was, why wouldn't he say, hey, this same thing attacked me and my girlfriend yesterday? Not once is that ever brought up.
I didn't realize that. Like, all right, so he's getting on the bus from the second film towards the end of the movie.
Yeah, and that's the connection. They pretty much...
But then they still set it up for a future movie with the sister of Derry at the very end.
They set up for the film that we supposedly were supposed to get with this third one.
And once again, I have to go back to, like, that's just, I mean, it's kind of brazen of them to think they'll have the funding to do
Oh yeah, and
this film properly.
if it is done, it will be so low budget. It will be so much worse.
I mean, I would hope that they won't do it unless they can actually get decent funding and, you know, have a decent script. Like, I mean, it would be nice to actually see the, you know, culmination of the films. Like, you know, everything going down, the monster being defeated or just winning and it being just that. The monster can't be defeated, you know. End of
They truly could have left it at the first film and left it at that. I mean, even though I enjoyed the second one, I mean, they could have left it as just a one film. It was somewhat scary.
I mean, I always think back to the first film with the Jeepers Crews because of, like, what I said earlier. I thought that when it was just me thinking this was some kind of, like, crazy serial killer, if that had been a full movie and it actually had just been about, you know, like a serial killer, I feel like that would have been an amazing fucking film. Like, almost, like, Oscar worthy.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I want to talk more about 3, but I don't have nothing more to say. Like, it really doesn't matter. The hand served no purpose throughout the film.
Yeah,
the information they claimed they got from it helped nothing. There was no reason for it. Absolutely. Right.
It was like a big budget, super long, unnecessary trailer for the movie that they should have done.
No, it wasn't even a trailer to anything. It was just a bunch of backstory.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the entire movie was a very terrible setup just for that scene with the sister at the end to be like, well, we are gonna get you eventually, or whatever the fuck she says.
And, yeah, they could have left it after 2, and because at the end of 2, they showed the old man, the dad, but as an old man, sitting there in his barn and waiting for the creature to come back.
Right.
So they could have left it at that.
And didn't they have something hanging up in the barn? Was it supposed to be the
creature's body or something? Yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know. It was so bad and disappointing.
Yeah, I remember the excitement and hype around it too, and I remember being excited myself, and I didn't get a chance to watch it before everybody else that I know who had watched it was like, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you want to talk about anything else?
I don't know. I mean, I think we covered how terrible this movie is. I mean, and
any trailers? New trailers?
Oh, there's so many good movies coming out.
I think we should. I'm so curious about Far From Home. I still think about it.
I mean, coming off Endgame, especially, like. Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't seen Endgame, possible spoiler alert. I like how the trailer picks up with Peter struggling with Tony Stark being gone.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the newest Far From Home trailer, they even Tom Holland warns you about the spoilers for Endgame beforehand. So,
and if this is the end of Phase 3, will this open a multiverse thing? And will it be Phase 4 or whatever?
I mean, yeah, as far as I know, there was always plans for a Phase 4.
So will Phase 4 focus more on a Spideyverse kind of? You know how Iron Man. We've talked about how Endgame was practically an Iron Man movie, and the whole everything so far has been somewhat Tony Stark controlled. Do you think that possibly the next phase could go in more depth with Peter Parker and a Spider-Man?
I don't know, because like with the way that they're taking Spider-Man right now, I could see that. I mean, that would be kind of amazing, especially if they did like a Young Avengers type of thing with Spider-Man even.
Well, I'm just wondering with the success of Into the Spideyverse, if they would try to pull off something not similar to that story, but, maybe draw.
Yeah, but that was more heavily Sony than it was
I know,
Disney.
but I'm just saying that, even though that was a Sony movie, Spideyverse is still a Spideyverse.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and that would be like, because in Homecoming, Aaron Davis is a character, played by Donald Glover.
Yeah.
So, like,
and his nephew.
They could introduce Miles Morales, and that'd be pretty badass to see fucking Donald Glover as Prowler, like, in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious on where
There's
it will
just
go
so much.
from here.
Spider-Man is so, like... I realize there's a lot of Spider-Man movies. Like, there's the 3 Tobey Maguires, the 2 Andrew Garfields. Now there's... Well, how many has Tom Holland actually appeared in? He was in Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame, and...
Homecoming, and now Far From Home.
Alright, so he has 4 under his belt. Alright, so he's had more Spider-Man movies than any Spider-Man before, in a sense. But,
appearances.
Like, Spider-Man appearances, yeah.
I'm just wondering if maybe the next phase might focus on Spidey more. I don't know.
I hope so. I would love that.
And before, to switch gears a little bit, before we actually started recording, we both watched the It Chapter 2 trailer.
Yes.
Holy shit.
So I'm so excited. I mean, Stephen King adaptations have always been kind of like, I've been wary of them, because like when we were kids, a lot of the Stephen King adaptations were like made for TV movies, and I still loved them. Yeah, I did. But a lot of them were not. I mean, they were clearly
cheesy.
Made for TV movies.
Tommy Knockers, man. I
love Tommy.
Tommy.
Yeah. I still haven't watched Pet Sematary, but
I haven't heard good things.
I haven't either, and that's what sucks. But I liked the first It.
And to see their adult
remake, so.
picks to play the characters, like,
Yeah.
I'm excited. They did really well, and
For sure, it's
some
an
big
all-star
name
cast.
people are in there. Yeah. Big movies this summer.
Yeah.
All
right. So
We
hopefully we're gonna be back more often. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably we have plans to do a Jurassic Park with our friend Leah.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually.
And we have all sorts of plans for the future. Different plans aside from Obsessed with Movies, and
absolutely.
So hopefully we can get
Hayden will be back.
Yeah.
We'll get stuff going.
Yep. Life just gets in the way sometimes. So.
Until then.
All right.
See you guys.
Later.